part 2, and I only have 11 minutes. Okay, so that was our last day together. She was all packed up. She had gotten rid of everything to the Goodwill, and she was ready to go. And she was going to be leaving that Sunday. I left on Monday? Yes, no, Tuesday. I left on Tuesday. I rented the car on Monday, but I didn't leave till Tuesday late. And I was heading to Blowing Rock. And that's when the nightmares began, you know? Nothing worked out as planned. Absolutely nothing. I drove my sorry butt, and I should have checked first, but there's nowhere to check with because I tried once I got there. Okay, this isn't right. And you know, when you get a government agency, you're going to get 10,000 messages, but never a human being. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but that's how it is. So anyway, I get to wherever the heck, Roaring something or other, Roaring Gap or something like that. And there's the sign for the Blue Ridge Parkway. Finally, I'm going to get to see this area, the Blue Ridge Parkway, that my husband would never take me on. And it's closed. It's closed. Why? Nobody knows. The Blue Ridge is closed. Now what the hell do I do? I'm thinking. It's getting late. It's about 6 o'clock. So I start driving. I follow the detours, and I'm on a detour road, and it's very pretty, but it's not the Blue Ridge Parkway. I'm going. I can't tell you what happened. I ended up somewhere. Okay? I never reached the Blue Ridge that day. No, because it was continuously closed. Every single town I came to. 2 hours later, it was still closed. Finally, I get on it the next day in the afternoon, and it's getting late again. So the first night, I stayed at a hotel, and it sucked. Dirty, gross. There was some sort of stain on the sheet, and I slept on the other side of the bed, and I'm like scratching because I'm thinking I'm going to get bed bugs. But I didn't. So, yeah. So the next night, I reached the Blue Ridge at 7 p.m., and I'm on the Blue Ridge, and I'm like, I gotta go find a hotel. So I get off the Blue Ridge, and I drive an hour away to be able to afford. You're gonna love this one, okay? I drove and drove and drove. It was 10:30 at night when I finally found a hotel. It was Motel 6 in Georgia. You wanna know how much they got for a Motel 6 in Georgia? And it was worse than the first one that I paid $84 for. This one I paid $81 for, which doesn't make any sense because the room was $60. But all the fees, taxes, the governor has a tax, okay? The state has a tax. Everybody had a tax. And my $60 motel became $81. The hotel from hell. The door didn't even close right. And so I slept, and I thank God when I woke up alive and was still with no bed bugs. And then I said, I'm getting the hell out of here and I'm going home, which I did do. Now, I did have some little shorts about Helen and all of that, and it's not me. No. What I wanted to do was, before I got to Helen, there was this little town, and I can't remember what the hell they called it. But anyway, there was a 441 route, and it went off into this beautiful, foresty gorgeousness, and I'm like, I want to go that way. But I can't afford the hotel, so I got to go this way and head home. Yeah. Now, if I had my van, and I trusted my van, I could have gone off exploring, which is what I really want to do, even if I do have to drag one of my legs everywhere I go. I had some horrible meals on the road. I wanted to stop in at hospitals where I knew I could get a cheap and healthier meal, but every time I was hungry, I was nowhere near a hospital. Therefore, I ate crud. I had this horrendous sandwich when I realized in Roaring Gap that I could not get onto the Blue Ridge, and I'm driving mindlessly wondering, where the hell am I and where am I going? And I stopped at this gas station. I asked her, where the hell am I and where am I going? And she didn't know either. How does that compute? So I went to the bathroom and it said, bathrooms for customers only. So then I bought myself a sandwich. The world's worst turkey and cheese sandwich I've ever had, full of sodium. Calories were right. So I said, you're, on the right track. Just eat the frickin' thing, drink your water and quit complaining. And then I started driving again. And I said, oh, look, that says, and so I followed that. And I went completely around for an hour and came right back to that same gas station. And then I said, where the hell is the highway? And I went home. And it was the most horrifying drive I've ever been through because the local truckers, I'm on the side of the highway. It's one lane going south. I'm here. Another little car's ahead of me, and this gigantic trucker comes, and he pulls out, nearly hits the person in front, and completely cuts me off, and I'm like, I'm gonna die under this guy's wheels, or the whole, because it's only his front that just cut me off. The rest of him is coming, okay? This happened 2 times to me. This is how truckers drive in Georgia. And I just like to say, if you are a trucker in Georgia, so anyway, it was hell. And I just kept driving. I wanted to go home. Second night out, I'm like, I'm not stopping till I get home. But that morning, it was about 10:30, and I was fighting the traffic, and I said, I'm going to lose my mind. And so I saw the sign up ahead, Denny's. Pancakes, eggs, and bacon. Here I come. Coffee, lots of coffee. And so I stopped there, and I stayed there for an hour, and I ate, and I talked to a friend on the phone, and then I was ready to go back on the highway. And I was able to get home, and thank God, because, yeah. See, I like to go back roads, and I was doing back roads up until after Helen, and then I don't know what happened. I can't even explain it. I just looked at the map and picked a place and drove. Well, guys, that's my vacation. It was great. My house is a mess. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I might do a let's clean up my bedroom video because it's way out of hand and I can't take it anymore. Now, I can't do much about the living room, and I'm not even going to show it to you because I have boxes and boxes and boxes of jewelry that Dennis left me, and I am weighing it, marking it, and traying it. Yes, I'll show you sometimes what I'm talking about, but not tonight. So I'm almost at the end of my part 2, and I'll probably download this first, and you'll probably see this pop up first, or maybe I'll just release the Kraken both at once. I don't know. Anyway, you'll get this in 2 parts. This is part 2 of, what shall we call this? My vacation, my nightmare, my trip to hell and back. I don't know. It was good to see Bonnie. I'm glad I was there to care for her, comfort her, and just be there to listen. I know she's really heartbroken about breaking up with Mitch and having to be in that apartment with all those memories of him and her. And I know, I get it. But now she's happy in Colorado, and my son Dennis is there with her, and they're riding bike and hiking, and Dennis said 3 words. I think he said, there's no words, and 2 pictures of the beauty that surrounds him. There are no words. I'm pretty sure that's how he put it. Well, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it, and it's so good to be back with my family. Dear little Finn said to me, so no one was there for Mike and Maggie for Friday, Saturday, and I thought I was going to be sitting tonight, but they canceled the show. I said, look, I'm just going to bring my stuff over and stay for the weekend because you guys can't handle Finn, the household, and all of this. Let me pick up the slack. And so I came and I stayed, and Finn said, have you moved back in? Are you living here now? I love him so much. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. It's good to be home, good to be loved. Adventure will just have to wait for now. Bye.